go get them again.
Welcome back to the Robes Away channel. I'm your host Mark, and on the docket today we have an unboxing first impression video on the brand of Zadig Voltaire, which is a first on my channel. I've never smelled anything from this brand. They came out of the woodworks like randomly in a fragrance community, and it seemed like a lot of fragrance reviewers really attached themselves to this brand. I didn't. I've never smelt anything from this brand. It might be bad on me. This one is on the women's aisle. This one is called This Is Really Her. It's really her. This is actually a brand new release, 2024 release. So here I go, delving into a brand with a brand new release. Usually that doesn't happen with me in 2024 releases, but it's closing up. 2024 is closing up. So you know, I'm going to start getting more 2024 releases in 2025 as per the usual. Now, if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button, smash it, smash that like button. I'd really appreciate that. Thank you very much. And to my returnees, bonjour, welcome back. Let's take a look at the note breakdown on this one. This is really her, and let's see what we're gonna get here. So pink pepper, basil in the top, rose, chestnut. Okay, that's the X factor note. Let's see if we get some chestnut out of here. And in the base, we got honey, patchouli, and vanilla. So honey is, me personally, the X factor. So chestnut and honey could really be game changers for this. Nose, Sidonie L'Ancesseur. Definitely an all-star Perfume, Sidonie. So let's open this one up. Seems like a really small bottle. It feels like a 30, it is a 30 ml, that's why. So let's open this one up and see what we get in. Again, it's a first fragrance from the brand for me. So always interesting to see what a brand like this brings out. Looks like the bottle got like bitten off here a little bit. Interesting, you know, really simplistic design, honestly. Cap, not too bad. It's got their logo on it. Let's delve into it. Let's put it on strip first, then we'll put it on skin. This is really her from Zadig Voltaire. Let's smell this one. Ooh, she's heavy on the rose. Rose, rose, rose. I'm searching for the chestnut. I'm trying to cheat here. Basil, yeah. All right, so we're getting a little bit of that green. This is a rose-based scent. It has to be. This is very primary. A little bit of pink pepper here. So you're getting a little bit of culinary green. You're getting a little bit of bite from the pink pepper. And a little bit of sweetness, more vanillic than honeyed. Cue the sad music. Yeah, the rose is very standard. So honestly, right, the hype on this brand I think is more manufactured on YouTube. I think they are part of the free bottle. I haven't really checked, honestly. There is some of these brands that I'm just like, they come out of the woodworks and everybody's reviewing them, and I'm like, since when? What's going on? Like the first person reviewed got like a whole bunch of hits. It's a copycat world in social media. Nobody's doing what I'm doing here. 10 months later, years later, reviewing a fragrance by itself. You know, I'm not gonna get the hits. Yeah, it's a standard rose-based fragrance. It's okay. I'm not getting much of anything else. Basil, pink pepper, and a vanillic aspect. Not a really great one either, like just a little bit of sweetness, but it is very rose-centric as a scent profile. I don't get any of the chestnut, which was the sexy note here. It's more of a vanillic sweet rose, which is nothing new in the fragrance game at all. Like as old as time can be, you can find a really good rose vanillic thing if you really want to search. This is nothing new. Doesn't show me anything that stands out that makes me want to purchase this from both those notes, right? Your primaries, if they're not going to be, they're solid. They're both okay, right? But if they're not going to be upper echelon, your secondaries better be kind of giving you something interesting, like chestnut. Like even if you're giving me a little bit of it, it piques the interest of the fragrance. And right now, no. Okay. So not on here, but on here, on skin, I'm getting a little bit of that honeyed sweetness now. So that's helping out actually quite a bit, because this was going to be a snooze fest. Okay, so it's getting a little powdery now. But the honey is slightly there, but it's in here on the strip, that vanillic artificial vanilla thing is there. That's the sweetness. The honey kind of stomped on it a little bit here. It's making it okay. At the end of the day, it's an okay scent. It's one of those, right? It's nothing too crazy. So rose-centric, a little bit of sweetness, and a little bit of secondary notes of pink pepper. So there's a little bit of interest, but it's not overly spicy. Basil, not overly green. It's just a low secondary note. Chestnut is probably the one note that I haven't really smelt in this fragrance. It's not showing me much of anything. Vanilla was stronger in the opening, but it's starting to get honeyed more here, which is interesting. Now the honey is not a strong primary note, we'll say. It's not. I feel like it's more of a high secondary. Yeah. So the rose is nothing exciting, but it is the primary. The X factor note of chestnut isn't prominent on my skin. The honey was a nice little surprise, but it takes some time, at least on my skin, to warm up and show itself. On the strip, it did not. It was a very generic on the strip. It was going to be like, and that's not a first impression of a brand that you want to get. It really wasn't great. Everything else that I've named off is secondary. So it's a rose-based scent. We've seen tons of these. I don't know. It's nothing. If you skip over it, you're not missing much, honestly. Yeah. There's nothing here that's screaming out to me that, hey, maybe I should be checking out more from this brand. And again, it's my first dip of the brand. I know I never shut a door on a brand and say, nope, never again. But hey, if you want, and again, the comments below, you want to comment below, you can say good things about this fragrance, bad things about this fragrance, or you can just be neutral. Doesn't matter to me. You can do whatever you want. I am not here to get cosigns, right? Other fragrance reviewers want their comment section to be very heavily moderated, to be all on the same page. Everybody's high-fiving each other. It's like a big high-five party. Not me. I'm like base notes. You're going to get thumbs up, side, and down. I don't care. You can do whatever you want, and you can recommend good ones from the brand or ones to avoid from the brand. You can give out stories of ones that you wore. Maybe one of these from this brand is a signature scent for you. I love seeing those. You can find these at fragflex.com, by the way, and you can use my code TFG10. You get 10% off site-wide. It doesn't have an expiry date. It's a carte blanche, so keep that code handy every time you go on Fragflex. Use the code. Why not get 10% off on anything, right? It's not even the stuff I review. I don't care. Go ahead and get your 10% off on. So Zadig Voltaire, a brand that I'm not completely down on. I think the brand has potential. Like I was thinking in my mind that this brand was going to be like a Victor and Rolf. I don't know why. Maybe because the names are kind of like the same. You know, I was kind of like thinking, okay, you know, maybe it's going to be like that brand. Yeah, it's all right. As always, a great pour fragrance will make a lasting impression. Choose your scent wisely. Have a good one.